What's going on, traders? So this is the weekly outlook video for November, the first week of November. We got NFP week. Let's pull up the statistics here, or basically the data, not exactly the statistics. So, getting in, of course, we have Halloween. Not really a market holiday. Things to take note of, though, of course, NFP week, with it being the first week of the month of November. November 1st is Friday, so we have NFP, unemployment, the standard first week of the month, but the first day of the month is actually Friday. Some of the other key statistics, data points, I think unemployment is going to be big. Remember, I've been talking about this for the past month. Well, 2 months, I guess you'd say. Election. So election is the following week, and it's going to be a big deal. But also, too, on Wednesday, Bank of Japan. We'll take a look at the yen here in a second. I think that's going to be a big market mover. Sometimes Bank of Japan is in between. But, yen has been super weak. So I don't know. That could be a key data point. We have inflation out of Australia. Consumer confidence could be a big market mover, specifically because the following week here is U.S. elections, right? So presidential election, congressional election, it's going to be absolutely crazy. So keep that in mind going into that. Let's take a look at the dollar pairs. The dollar has been seeing some significant strength for the most part. Not really for the most part, but we have been. I've been looking for some pullbacks here on the 4-hour. We haven't really gotten those, but I think, we're seeing this in pound dollar. So I'm going to be looking for this in the upcoming week. I like this last high here. What I like to do is take a high or take a fib from that high to the low, mark out my key levels, which I'd been doing, but we hadn't quite gotten a significant pullback, at least on this 4-hour time frame, which is where I like to do my longer term analysis, then do my entries off the 1 hour and 15-minute time frames. But we just had some data out of the US, so hopefully we get this bigger pullback. Euro USD trying to make a move higher. Aussie dollar, same. And I use this 200 moving average and envelope as just a date, like a point, a reference point to where then the pullback might be happening, right? So even AU, we have this little gap right here. So I'll take a box, mark out that gap, look for a pullback to it potentially if that happens. Now, are we going to get that big of a pullback? That's about 100 pips, which is a big move, especially for Aussie. Now, if we take a look at some of these yen pairs, like dollar yen has been absolutely in beast mode here. From when we crossed the 200 and the envelope, just an 800 pip move, so nothing too crazy, just an 800 pip move, right? So that's pretty big deal going into this Bank of Japan this week, right? So GJ has been moving higher pretty rapidly. Euro yen, from this low here, from this last low, we got a nice 250 pip push, and that was from Wednesday of the previous week. So there's going to be some big moves in the market. Keep an eye out for Bank of Japan. Obviously, NFP, the last NFP before the election, so that's going to be huge. Last NFP, last unemployment, and whether those data points are accurate or not, they keep putting out false data and then going back and revising it. By the time they revise it, nobody's paying attention. I think that's kind of the game plan there. I also like some of these Aussie pairs look like they're trying to gather some strength. AJ, pretty good move right here as well. So, but things I'm going to be watching for this week, the dollar, because what's going to happen in the previous week, and despite, or in the following week, and despite this dollar strength, hadn't been affecting gold. So something to keep in mind because of the uncertainty in the market right now. Gold is absolutely crushing it. So NFP week, last week before the big election, I would recommend not trading on the election on a funded account. Just too much risk, even a challenge. You might as well flip a coin. So keep that in mind. Let's have an awesome week, everybody. Appreciate y'all from Top One. Let's get it. Peace.